Hello everyone.
Que no tiene que ser mejor así más para arriba. Yo digo porque, bueno, porque así es como toman las fotos. Para que veas también en la cara. Then because that changes your face. Hay que ver mejor.
They can hear you. Hello everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm over here in San Antonio at the Pika Pika Plaza. We're over here in front of the school. So if you could share the video so that way we can get people to join us. We'll be giving some prizes away. Who's this? Who just joined us? Say hi to me. I'm going to be doing the demo for the day makeup to night makeup. So we're going to be using Pret-a-Porter items. The makeup line that we're going to use is going to be right in here in this box. Hello, if you could share please so that we can get the audience going. I'll be getting started in a few minutes. And that way we can definitely start with the prizes. Hello Brenda, thank you for joining me. Where are you joining us from, Brenda? Where are you at? Thank you everybody for joining. It's right about 2:02, so we'll get started in about 3 more minutes. I'll give an opportunity for those of you joining us to share the video and get some people coming over and watching us. I'm going to be talking again about the Pret-a-Porter makeup. We're going to get started with that part of the video, and then we're going to get started with the actual day to night. So tell me if you're here so I can say hi to you. Remember, if you're sharing, we're going to be getting some prizes for those of us that are sharing and joining us. Just keep in mind that you're going to need to bear with me because I may not have an opportunity right now to give you the prize, but I'll do it right after the video's over. So share so that we can get started. All right, who else joined us? We're inside the Pika Pika Plaza. We're in San Antonio. If you're familiar with San Antonio, we're on the southeast area of San Antonio. If you're off of 35, we're really close. Or if you're off of 37, we're very close as well. And we're off of Military Drive. So we're inside the Pika Pika Plaza. So thank you for joining me. Share it so we can get some more audience going. That way I can get started. And there you can see our school. Thank you so much. Who else is there? Say hi to me. While we're getting started, I want to just tell you that we are open to the public for services. We are here 6 days a week from Monday through Saturday. We have different services rendered, of course, by our students, supervised by licensed instructors. Hello, Elisa. Where are you joining us from? Hi, Nancy. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to be talking about the Pret-a-Porter makeup. So just to get started, I'm going to get closer to the makeup so that we can all see it together. And I'm going to be a little bit out of view so that way I can help you see. All right, so this is the Pret-a-Porter case that comes in the program. And in the program for the cosmetology and for the estheticians, this is the kit that they receive. So it's full of goodies. It's full of things that are going to be used throughout the program but more importantly, it's for you to take with you, so that way you can do these type of services once you're graduated. So it's a really good kit. It's a master kit that we call, because it contains things that are going to help you with your business, whether you're working for someone or you're going to be in the industry as self-employed. So to start with, it has a really neat makeup brush kit. There's 15 pieces in here. It comes in its own travel pouch, which is really cute. So it has the different brushes that you'll be able to learn how to use. Some of my favorite ones are actually these two, because you can definitely use them with your client and you can wash them and use them all over again. And they feel really soft on the skin. Another one of my favorite is what we call the camouflage. This one right here, because you can use it to apply your contouring, you can use it to apply your concealer or even your corrector. And not to mention, of course, we have the slanted brow. So there's a whole bunch of different ones in here that you're going to be able to use, and I'll be showing you more of these. Another part of the makeup kit is the mineral mist. Especially down if the area is getting a little, if the air is dry, you want to make sure that your client is going to be moist. So the mineral mist works really well for before and after. Another good part of the kit is the sealer. For those of us that have used it before, this goes a long way. You can basically use 1 or 2 drops during your service and it'll last you a very long time. The sealer can be used for your eyeliner, lip liner, those type of services, and we'll go through that in a little bit too. Not to mention, you have your palette. So if you're mixing something for your client, it's already something that you can mix. A lot of the times we tend to use the back of our hand because we want to make sure that we get the warmth of our hand too to melt the product, but this is definitely something you want to use and be a little bit more hygienic with your client. Some of the tools are, of course, the tweezer, the slanted tweezer. It's basically going to help you get that little piece of hair that you can't get when you are tweezing, you're shaping that eyebrow. And of course the mascara. It's a really, really black mascara. Not to mention we have the gel. Comes in a little jar, and this is used as your eyeliner. I also like to use it to enhance and emphasize on the eyebrow. So whenever you're doing eyebrows, the last stroke, you may want to use it with something like this. We also have a 2B crystal glitter, just to be a little bit more fantasy on your actual makeup. You can use some of these. The winter's coming. These kind of colors are a little bit more strong and exotic, but definitely you can use them. This is our stick number 2. It comes in 3 different tones. Your stick 1 is lighter, 2 and 3 are a little bit medium and dark. So this is it. Don't forget to share so we can get some people in our demo. These are some of my favorite as well. I mean, I like the complete line, but these you can mix, you can interchange and mix them. They're the loose powders. Again, light, medium, and a little bit darker. So you mix them. Some powders also, but now in the travel, and it has a brush. We have the duo liners in here, so you can also use this. We have the white one to enhance, and of course we have the dark one. And up here we have like a rose pink and more of a maroon, darker, warm tone. Long lasting, those of us that have that work all day, we want something that's going to last all day. So you want to use something long lasting. Those are 2 different colors that you can choose from. We have many others. And we have the lashes that are natural haired with our glue. So these are the kind of things that you'll get as a student. You'll be trained on how to use these items. Don't forget we have 2 programs that these products are used and trained with. One of them is the esthetician program, the other one is the cosmetology program. So the cosmetology program is 1,500 hours. It's about a year and a half if you're coming in part-time, or about a year if you're coming full-time. Anybody have any questions for me? Has anybody come around to say hi? Where are you from? This is our liquid liner. It's kind of a really pointy felt tip. So just to give you an idea what's in here. Here we have the palette that we're going to be using today. This is your eyebrow palette, but you can also use it for contouring. So I'm going to be using a lot of this today. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the makeup palette. Here we have all the different shadows that come with it. It's a total of 12. The good thing about these is that you can definitely customize them. Let's say you've already finished some of these and you want to add some new colors. You can definitely add other colors. Basically this pops off. This is magnetic. So this is the palette. And on the other side, I have your makeup, which are right in here. And I also have some correctors, the Cocoa and the Natural, the green and the yellow. And of course we have some shimmery blushes up here. And you can see they come in halves, so you don't necessarily have to have the entire thing. You could order it that way, but it gives you more room to have a variety for you, customized for you. So the esthetician program also has this type of kit. It's 750 hours, so that is 9 months for part-time and full-time for 7 months. So I already have my model that's coming in. Cecilia is going to be joining us from the Pica Pica Plaza. So Cecilia, welcome. And what we're going to do, we're going to get her ready for the service. I want to make sure that this is high or low enough. So just give me a second to adjust it. Don't forget to share. There we go. So if you don't see me, you'll see Cecilia. Hi, Cecilia. Gracias, gracias. Okay, so we're going to get her ready. We're going to start by, first of all, we always tell the students, make sure that you sanitize your hands before you start any kind of service. And she's got beautiful long hair, so I'm going to have her help me with that. You can pick up your hair. Anybody have any questions or anything that they want to talk to me about regarding today's demo? Thank you for joining us and sharing with us. I'm going to get someone to get us a little quit, but while we're waiting for that, I just want to tell everybody that Cecilia is our student here in the Pica Pica Plaza. She's a cosmetology student in Español. So Cecilia, bueno, bienvenida de nuevo. ¿Tienes alguna frase para tus compañeras? ¿Algo para invitarlas a que vengan a verte? ¿Algún servicio que se quieran hacer contigo?
La escuela es muy buena y me encanta todo lo que he aprendido. Estoy feliz aquí.
Gracias, gracias. So, thank you for that. So, all right. So what we wanted to do today with Cecilia, she already has makeup on. She has a day look. So el maquillaje es de día. What we want to do is just enhance it for the night. So what we'd want to do is maybe get her ready for something that has less lighting, stronger colors, some more vivid. She has beautiful skin, so I don't have to worry about any outbreaks that I have to control before I start my makeup. So I'm going to just start with probably just correcting a little bit, enhancing her cheekbone. She has really beautiful cheekbones, so we can still enhance it a little bit more. So I'm going to get started with that. So we have our sponges that come in the kit. What I want to do with this is use the mineral mist. I want to make sure that the mineral mist is going to give her moisture. So remember, she already has some makeup on, so I'm not going to put it on her face. If I put it on her face, it's going to get a little cakey, or it's going to maybe start feeling like it's too built up. So just on sponge, that's where I'm going to be applying it. So because her skin is medium to fair, I don't want to use anything too dark on her skin. So I'm using this one to contour versus using the Cocoa. The Cocoa, I could probably use it when I'm starting her makeup, but because she already has makeup, I want to do something just a little a little bit just to enhance her makeup already. So we're gonna put a clip on her so that this doesn't fall off. Okay, so that's basically the color that I have. So here, what we want to have is an illusion of her hair not being as high. So we're gonna do something right in between. So just with short strokes, I'm gonna prepare her skin right there. And then in here, smile a little bit, sonríe. Sonríe grande, big smile, there we go. I just wanna make sure that I give her that smile. And as she's smiling, we're curving upward. So vamos para arriba, ligero. Remember, she already had makeup, so we're not gonna go in too drastic or too deep. And then of course here, everybody wants to have a short neck, or in this case, elongated face. So this always helps build that effect. So I'm just going in with a little bit of a smile, a little bit on the chin, and that kind of gives us an effect. So if you turn, voltea, y luego voltea para acá. It's just very slightly, right? So we can definitely continue enhancing it, but I'm gonna move to something else. Remember that when we already have makeup on, during the day, our skin tends to, the makeup may fall off a little bit, so we're not gonna apply makeup anymore. We're just gonna be applying some powder. So what I'm doing, I'm taking the lightest one, and I'm still using the same sponge that I already had, and I'm gonna use the opposite end and I'm gonna press on to pick it up. Okay, so I'm gonna get it really full, and what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna press on and just go upward around her eye and then right next to her mouth. Why? Because during the day, this is the area that we tend to maybe we touch our face or we end up eating and then that falls off. So close your eye, cierra el ojo. Hacia arriba, we're gonna go up and then just down. Look up. We're gonna have her open her eyes and just go really close. And I can do that a couple of times just to make sure that I'm gonna go lighter around her eye and nose. And we're using the makeup sponge, so we're really not going to irritate her skin or anything like that. Just around the eye, because remember, we did that right here to contour, and now we're applying the light. So if you can see it, let me know what you think, what kind of comments you have. I'm gonna go around the mouth and right next to her nose. Why? Because I'm just refreshing what she already had in the morning. And you can see her face looks refreshed. It almost looks like it's lifted. And then her other side looks a little more tired. Right? All right, so this is the palette that I was telling you about. This is basically your eye makeup, mainly to do your eyebrows, but I'm gonna be using it to continue defining and contouring her face. For night makeup, you want to contour the face because you want to enhance her eye and you want to enhance her eye. So we want to open this and maybe close this a little bit, okay? So I'm going to switch over now to the brush. This is the foundation brush. And the reason I like it is because it's round and pointy. So it basically allows me to go on for her face without having to create a line, because I don't want to behind in front of her ear and then just downward. And that already gives me the effect of having a contour over the corrector that I did. Something else that I want to show you, since we're contouring and we're defining, I'm going to start defining her nose. She has a very pretty nose, but I think if we go in and we enhance it a little bit, we'll be able to get more of that sharp effect that we want on the nose. So using the same one, now I'm going to be using the large fluff. So I'm basically going to do side to side, and this is a pointy brush. It's flat, but it has some sort of point to it. So what we're going to do, we're going to create the illusion that her nose once again is more defined. From the eyebrow all the way down to the nose, the tip, and then right there. Okay, so even though you see that it's a little strong of a line, as we're finishing up the makeup, you're going to see how it's going to diffuse. And I'm only doing one side so you can see the overall effect. Now we're going to switch off to this one, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start using her shimmers. So right here we're using the different blushes. This is a very rosy color, and then we have her shimmer right here. For night, everybody wants to ensure that it's glowing. So from the side of the eye, outward, upward, and then her blush is gonna go right underneath that. And I like how this sponge does that, because you're able to use the edges to create, once again, that shimmer that we want, and then the blush right underneath. And for night makeup, her blush is going to be a little bit stronger than her usual. So when you're doing makeup for weddings or for quinceañeras, sometimes your client may want something not too noticeable, but what we want to explain to them is that the effect has to be a little bit stronger because of photograph. So you want to ensure that in the photograph, you're able to see the makeup. So now I'm just going in and enhancing what we have just done. Smile for me. Now I'm going to have her smile, and I'm going to add right there where her smile is. Sonríe bien grande. There we go. Because for photographs, she'll be smiling, so I want to make sure it looks the way that I want for it to look when she smiles. So smile again. There we go. So the photograph, I want to make sure it's going to show. So it's always a good idea in between your service to take a picture and then have your client see it and say, look, is this something that you like, or can I tone it down? Because if she's taking a picture and she's seeing the way she would look on a picture setting, then she'll know if she likes it or not. So I'm going to have you turn both ways. Voltea para los dos lados. So miramos, we can see how it is bringing up her face. Okay, and I still have some of that shimmer here, so I'm going to go in just to her nose and just bring it up and open up her eyes. The shape of the eyebrow is very pretty. I'm not going to go in and do any changes to it. I'll just tell you what I see on her eye. Pretty much she already has the shape going upward and outward, and then here the angle, it's basically going to the top of her ear. So what you want to make sure when you're doing eyebrows is that it doesn't drag down. Okay, so make sure that it goes upward. In this case, you can even measure it using one of your pencils. Okay, so you can see that it's gonna go this way, or if it's gonna go that way. Okay, any questions or anything that's coming up? So we're gonna get started with her eyes. For the eyes, we have the stick. This is what we're gonna use basically. But before I put the stick, I'm gonna mix it with a primer. There's two primers in here. I don't think I showed you these two. These are basically waterproof primers for the eye. I have the beige one and I have the pink one. So for her skin, I'm going to be using a beige one. And of course, we can use the pink one depending on the colors you're going to be using. So I'm going to put that in the back of my hand. Or you can also use it on the palette. And then using the camouflage brush, we're going to take that and then we're going to mix it. I'm basically mixing it on the brush and not on my hand. So close your eye, cierra el ojo. Here you want to get the entire eye. And this is very soft. Raspa o hace alguna cosquilla. It's a very soft brush. You don't want to hurt your client. So we're going to let that maybe just dry for a couple seconds, not too much. And then I'm going to place colors. I'm going to place the color with a detail brush, and I'm going to blend it with a squirrel. She's going to be doing night, so we can definitely do some of the stronger colors. To start off, we're going to, I'm going to use that shimmer that I had, and I'm going to basically set her primer. So using that brush, I'm basically going to apply a white, a lighter one, an ivory. So I'm going to apply that, emphasizing on the top, because that's where I want to build up my eye from, and then in the corner inside. Why? Because I want to make sure I open up her eye. So again, underneath the eyebrow, from the bone out, and right here, all the way up. So open your eye, abre el ojo. You can already see where it kind of opens it up. And then, once again, this specific brush, the squirrel, I can use it with circular movements throughout her eye. So she has very pretty skin. I can definitely use maybe like 2 or 3 colors on her. So I'm going to start off with this Fantasy Red. Her eyes closed, so I can shape right in here. And I'm going to remove some of the excess from my brush. And I can even use the sponge, and that's why I like to have sponges, because to clean off the excess of my brush. So then we're just going to go in with circular movements, in and out, back and forth. I'm not going downward, because if I go down, I'm going to close her eye. So I'm using like a circular outward effect, so that way I can make sure I'm not closing her eye. If I go downward in a shape like this, I'm going to end up closing her eye. So I want to make sure that I go out. So from the center of her eye, just going outward. And we're going to play with some colors, because remember, when you're doing makeup, it's a very artistic part of the program. You put in your own characteristic into it. You use your own imagination. You talk to the client beforehand. You ask them, you know, have you ever had your makeup done? What was your experience like? And that way you get an idea in her feel. And is she afraid of anything? That way you know what you can do in your limits. So once again, we know that we can start working with different colors. I'm going to use this dark gray. And I'm going to start by adding it right at the end. And again, circular movements, and I'm going outward. I'm not going downward. Why? Because I want to make sure that I continue open her eye. Not going towards the eyebrow, just ensuring that I'm fanning out. I'm going to go back to my detail brush. And I'm going to use this pretty melon that's in here. Because the first idea was to do something for night. So we're definitely going to do that. Because it's a detail brush, I'm going to use it now at a different angle. Just going to tap it on her eye without going too low. A little bit outward. I'm not blending it or anything, I'm just placing it there. I want to see what the color's going to do without me having to move it. I want defined colors with blend, of course. So I go back to my swirl brush and very lightly. The more I press, if I press like this, I'm going to add color. If I use it in this movement, I'm only going to blend and remove any excess. Open your eye. Abre su ojo. So I can still see my colors and I'm not closing her eye. Hello everybody. I'm gonna have her keep her eye open. Mantén tu ojo abierto. Why? Because I want to see that when her eyes are open and that picture's being taken, the color's gonna be there. So I want to make sure it's high enough to be seen. And I'm gonna have her keep her eye open. Something that we can definitely work on is that crease that everybody's talking about. So I'm going to use the Taklon angle brush to do the crease. A couple things we can do with that crease. We can go and do some browns for the crease, or we can go straight and do the blacks or the purple. You don't necessarily have to use a black. You can use a maroon, you can use a darker blue, anything will give you that crease effect, because what we're doing is basically adding that line. So I'm going to choose something in the maroon, and I want for it to really look like a line. So I'm looking for my sealer. Almost lost it, I think. Sealer, sealer, sealer. Okay, hon, guys. I'm almost there. Sealer, sealer. No, I'm looking for, it's basically that one that I showed at the beginning that has the, it's a liquid. We can do this. This is the beauty of makeup and cosmetology. You can use anything within your realm to create the same effect. So we have that purple in here. What I wanted to do with the sealer, and I know that it's here, is just create that effect that's going to give me a line. But because this is angled, I can go in to the gel eyeliner, blend it in with my purple, and create that crease. So close your eye. And again, I'm going to go upward. I'm going to let that set a little bit so that way we know that it's not going to smear or anything like that. And I'm going to go back with that camouflage. Hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to clean it a little bit. And what I want to do is take that purple that we were using earlier, or that burgundy, I'm sorry, it was not purple. And we're going to add that on top of the crease and then move it around so that way it all joins together. And at this time, I'm only going to work with the outer part of the eye, because remember, I'm bringing it out and I'm not going to sink it in. Remember, I use my sponges to clean. So now I'm going to go in and just really work that crease upward. I'm using the same angle brush that I used to apply it, except that I cleaned it off. And what I want to do is just remove that demarcation without removing it entirely, but blending it. So open up your eye. So when her eyes open, you can basically see her makeup the way we normally do. But when she turns and maybe looks at someone that way, you can definitely see that line. So we're not going to remove line. We're basically going to ensure that it enhances her eye. So when she blinks, you're able to see that, and it opens up her eye. Another trick that you can do, especially for night makeup, using that primer and just enhancing it again. So because I want the crease to show, and again, not one way is perfect for creases. Everybody learns differently, but the effect should be one that's unique to you and your client. So if the client says, well, yes, but something soft, or go ahead and make it really strong, it's gonna work well for both of you. So now I'm gonna go in and just add that primer again. And notice how my pinks and the black and the purple is all coming together. And powder, you can definitely use it to set. You don't have to use specifically an eyeshadow. If you set it with a powder, you can definitely get the same effect. I'm going in very lightly. And then what we're gonna do before I do anything else on the eye, I'm gonna make sure that I use the primer, just so that way I can have moisture in her eye. See how it gave it that full, stronger shine effect? So now we're gonna move on to her eyeliner. I'm gonna have her open up her eye just so that I know where it's gonna land. Okay, so you want to see where you want that eyeliner to land. We don't want for it to go further in her eye. I don't want for it to go further than her actual crease, because then I'd be creating something too long. So her and I decided that it would be something short. Her eye's already very big. So we create something short and natural. And then of course we're going to enhance it with her actual lashes. So this is a pen marker. It's the jet black. So I'm going to have her close her eye, and I'm going to get started from the outside in. And just apply it in short strokes. I'm doing something very thin because in a little bit we're going to add some colors. So something very thin, but definitely I'm going to enhance it with my Taklon angle. Okay, so a couple things we can do. We can add some of this and then go back with the black. So her eyes still closed. I'm gonna go in and just add it right on top of that. So what we're doing is just playing with colors. When you're doing makeup, or when your client comes to you for makeup, you want to see that they're getting something that they don't necessarily do at home. So it's your responsibility to just kind of flow with what you're seeing and give the client something extra that they didn't get from home or from the day-to-day. It's probably something special that they're doing for night makeup. So we're gonna do that. Open up your eye. If I can get you really close to the camera, Cecilia. There we can see all the different colors that we use. Close your eye. Open your eye. So that's kind of what we want. Just something different that the client doesn't necessarily see. And underneath her eye, we're gonna do the same effect. gonna do is just continue connecting those colors that we have. And sometimes your client will say, well, I'm wearing a certain color dress. Ultimately, your makeup will enhance whichever color you're wearing. Sometimes we think that because we wear a red dress, we have to wear red colors. Not necessarily. You can basically use something to enhance you with that kick of red or that kick of black. I think this was really pretty on her. What do you guys think? It opened up her eyes. It's giving her nice flow. And then don't forget we got these crystals that if she were to say, hey, I'm not afraid of any kind of glittery, we can add it on there. So I'm going to do a little bit of black underneath. So look up for me. Just in the corner. Basically what I'm going to do is just connect the top. Sometimes, well, most of the time we're doing the eyeliner when the eye is closed. But then when they open the eye, there's something in the little corner that's not connecting. So you want to make sure you connect it. Your client will appreciate it. I'm going to get really close. I'm just going to go in and blend. She already has mascara, so I'm not going to worry about mascara right now. So remember, the client already came in with makeup. We're just going to transform her for the night. And it's taking me a little bit longer because I'm explaining it to you. But a night makeup that she already has day on, it shouldn't take you that long, maybe like 15 minutes. So I'm going to be polishing up her look right now. I'm going to go back and just see where I'd like some more contouring. Contouring over what we've already done. Something that I really like about Pret-a-Porter and what we teach at our school is how you can customize for your client. So using the brown, I'm going to add some bronzing. And I'm going to make sure I place it only where I feel she may need it. Right about there. And this is just the finishing touch, because as I place eye makeup, I want to make sure there's color. Here's the eyebrows. I'm sorry, her eyebrows are done. I told you that I was going to show you something that I could do on her eyebrows. So I'm going to wipe clean my Taklon brush, because something that I learned, a little trick, is that you can use a little bit of black, and I'm talking about a little bit, not too much, and just from the highest to the outer, just go in and do one straight line and then just blend it in. It doesn't change her look, it just gives it a more sharp edge. So if we have you turn this way and that way, voltea, Cecilia. That's what that corner eyebrow looks, and that's what that corner eyebrow looks. It just gives it one little hint of emphasis on that corner. So we're just gonna blend in. And it's just the last touch that you do. If your client already came in with makeup, they already had their eyebrows done. So, last but not least, we're going to do her lashes. We're going to be using the lashes from Pret-a-Porter. They're the 100% European hair. I love the lashes. I'm one to wear them every day. These are very easy to place on your eyes, and they're very easy to take off. And they don't feel plasticky. One of the complaints that I get from clients is that it feels like it's itching or it's getting into your eye. These don't, because they're very, very soft. So, están suaves, tócalas. And of course you can take them off. Your client takes the tray, and at night they put them away, or at the end of the evening, and they can reuse them. This is a glue that we like to use. It comes in the kit as well. it's gonna go on black, and when it dries, it's gonna be black. If you have the same exact one but it's white, it will also dry clear. So don't be afraid if you see this container and it has something white, it's still gonna dry clear. So it's still the same formula but different color. So I'm gonna basically take the eyebrow from the corner. I still keep them on the tray while I'm taking them off. I'm only gonna take one off, by the way, and she'll take these and use them at home. So what I want for her to do is look at the screen or at the computer, at the TV, wait a minute, at the phone, this way downward, because I want for her eye to be slightly closed but not completely closed. I'm gonna place it just to see the angle that I'd like for it to take. I want to make sure that I go upward alongside the liner. I don't want to place it in the same curvature of the eye. In other words, I don't want for it to take the curve downward. I want for it to take an outward approach to the eye. So I'm going to hold it in the center, and that's the same way that you, the client, would do. Take this in between my index, my middle finger. You want to make sure you apply enough. So just the way it comes out, I didn't clean the edge. Apply center to edge for a couple of times and repeat that. Why? Because if you do 2 layers, then you're ensuring that that glue is going to make the eyelash sturdy, because sometimes they come very, because they're so fine and so lightweight, they may fold as you're trying to place it on. So you basically apply a few coats, center to side, don't forget the corners, close it completely, and then just have her look downward a little bit, and then with the side, place it on the center, and then I'm going to slide it outward, and then just make sure that it's in the corner. So notice how the corner ended up just taking its place, because I ended up putting enough glue to make sure that it doesn't have that flimsy feel. It stayed the way that I was applying it. So I will just ensure that it's going upward, so the corner is a little lifted, but because her eyeliner was placed that way, then it's gonna stay that way. So it doesn't take long to dry. Remember, her eye was open. I did not have her close her eye. If I had her close the eye, I run into maybe getting some of that glue in the bottom, and then I'm gonna have her feel the glue all over. Because her eye is open, then it's able to take its shape. And then using your fingers, just connect them together. She already had mascara, okay? So if your client comes in and you're doing the makeup from start to finish, make sure you apply some mascara. Why? Because you want to make sure that the mascara is coloring any of the eyebrow that could have either powder, or maybe she has light eyebrows. So you do want to have that mascara on there. And then just connect them. So you do one last look with your client, and if you feel that that is what she likes, then we have a satisfied client. ¿Alguna pregunta, Cecilia? No? ¿Sí te gustó? Anybody have any questions? Who's still there? Say hi to me. Thank you very much, Veronica. Where are you from, Vero?
There was a prospect.
Deanita, hi Deanita. Norma, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. I really enjoyed doing this with Cecilia. I'm over here at the Pica Pica Plaza. If you're interested in our program, you can call the 800 number wherever you're at, 800-358-8091. Or go to our homepage. There's a lot of information there about our program. We have the cosmetology program. We also have the esthetician program. So this kit that you saw and what I demoed is something that you'd be enjoying as a student, and not only as a student, but lifetime as a graduate. So thank you so much. Again, the phone number here at this location is 210-433-7222. You can call Lori. You can call Annette. We do have financial aid available for those who qualify. If you're interested in a service, Again, we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is all locations open Monday through Saturday, and the services are rendered by students supervised by licensed instructors. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're able to join us one day. Come and visit us if you just want to come and see what the school's all about. Talk to Cecilia, talk to the teachers, and see what it's about. I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.